Hello everyone, it's Joanne from Middletown Parks and Rec. I'm back again with another recipe. I think this is a good one to do because of the upcoming holiday this weekend. It could be a great breakfast for the holiday morning, or it can be good to do with your leftovers. We're going to make a tater tot casserole for breakfast. It's tater tot breakfast casserole. It's with eggs, meat, vegetables, and of course tater tots. And when I was looking online to get ideas how to do this, way back when I was looking for a casserole for a breakfast, we were having a New Year's morning breakfast. And I didn't want to be cooking that morning. I wanted to have something I just put in the oven. So this is something you can do the night before and then put it in the oven the day of, and it's all finished. And the first thing you need to do is get a glass casserole dish. An 8x8 is good for this, or this one is a 2.5 quart one. This is half of a recipe. I didn't want to make a full one because I don't have that many people in my house right now, and we're going to have this later on. So I'm doing a half recipe of it, and if you double this recipe, it will be good for an 11x13 regular dish. For company, we'll serve like 12 people. Tonight we only have 3 people in the house, so we're not doing a full one. So for this, you need your tater tots, which you can buy the regular Ore-Ida brand, or the store brand is really good too. We go to Giant and we get the store brand. They didn't have that one, so we have the tater tots by Ore-Ida. It's a 32-ounce bag, and for this recipe, you only need half the bag. And when I looked online for tater tot recipes, because we love tater tots, the recipes I saw, some of them put the tater tots on top for a crust. I like it on the bottom. It makes a crust on the bottom, and you get that flavor throughout the casserole of the potatoes and the onions that are in the tater tots. So spray your dish with some cooking spray, or you can butter it, and then put your tater tots in and line them up if you'd like, or you can just throw them in. I like to line them up, makes a nice full crust on the bottom. And then the next thing you have to do is prepare your fillings. And what I have, basically you could use whatever you like. I happen to have a ham steak in the house. They were the 1 8-ounce ham steak by Hatfield. Or this would be great for if you have leftover ham from your holiday dinner. So whatever ham you like, I just chopped it up into little cubes, little diced ham. I'm also going to put some spinach. I have a half a cup of spinach. I have some roasted red peppers, 1/4 cup, and I have onions, 1/4 cup. Basically, you use whatever vegetables you like. This started off with whatever I had in the house. These happen to be my favorites, and they go nice and well, and they make pretty colors too. And then you need some cheese to put in. You put some of your cheese inside, and then you put some of the cheese on top. I happen to have cheddar here. I didn't have enough to do both to be cheddar, so I have cheddar jack in here, but use whatever cheeses you like. Like I said, this is to use up whatever you have in the house. It's basically whatever seasonings you like to use, whatever vegetables you like to use, and here we go. So we're going to prepare the vegetables. Ham is already cooked. You don't have to do anything to this. Right out of the package, you can eat this. It's fully cooked. So we don't have to do anything to the ham. We just want to soften our vegetables a little bit, the onion especially. So we're going to put some oil in our pan, and we're going to cook some of our vegetables. We'll be right back. And we're back. We're at the stove top. I have a tablespoon of olive oil in my pan heating up, and we're going to put our onions in, and we're going to let those soften up, and we're going to put our roasted red peppers that are also cut up to small pieces, and put those in. And then we're going to season them with some little Italian seasoning, a little pepper, and a little salt. And we're just going to let those cook for a little while, and they'll soften up and be all ready. When they start to soften, then we're going to add in our spinach. Now spinach, this is only a half a cup. It looks like a lot more, but it's not. And once you put that in, it'll start to wilt. So we're going to just put this all together, season it a little more, and then the rest of the seasoning I'm going to put in with our egg. I just like to season the vegetables too. So just keep stirring that around until the spinach starts to wilt. And we'll come back in a little while when this is all done. Okay, our vegetables are ready. You can see they're nice and soft and the spinach is wilted. And we're going to put that in on top of our tater tots. By the way, you put the tater tots in here while they're still frozen. You don't have to thaw them out or anything. And you just spread this all on top of your tater tots. I like to scrape all the drippings and everything because all the flavor is in there. Spread it all around. And then we're going to put our ham on top. So you use whatever your favorite meat would be. You could use sausage, you could use bacon. I like to use ham. I bought the 8 ounces of the ham steak and just cubed it up. And just kind of spread everything evenly over your mixture. Now we're going to whisk up our eggs. We're going to add a little milk, half a cup. And then I'm going to put the rest of my seasonings in here. So we have the rest of the salt, the rest of the pepper, and the rest of the Italian seasoning. Now I used about 1/4 teaspoon of each one for this recipe because it's half a recipe. You could use a little more for your full recipe, and you just whip them all up. And when all the egg comes together and the seasonings and everything comes together, you could add your cheese right into here as well. I'm going to put the cheddar inside, and then you can just kind of stir that in because we're going to pour it right over the top. Making a real mess. And then you take your egg and you just pour it right over the top. And then just situate everything nice and evenly. It'll go right down in between the potatoes and all. And we're just going to make this look pretty so you see all your colors on top. Okay, so we're all set. We're going to put this in the oven. Let's bring this a little closer so you can see. And the oven is on 350. Again, the half recipe you could go in an 8x8. This is a little 2.5 quart. And then the full recipe can go into a 9x12. So we're going to bake this for 40 to 45 minutes at 350 degrees. See you in 45 minutes. Okay, 45 minutes is up, and we're ready to take it out of the oven. It looks beautiful. I'm going to bring it even closer. There you go.